Hello everyone, and welcome to Biopedia. This is a rewind episode to cover a topic we've skirted around but not actually dealt with. We've spoken about the consequences of climate change and global warming multiple times on this podcast. However, we've not spoken about the agent that causes all of this in a lot of detail. Therefore, today's episode is a primer on fossil fuels. Fossil fuels are split into three categories: natural gas, oil, and coal. They are materials which stem from organic matter. If we take the example of coal, the Carboniferous period, between 359.2 and 299 million years ago, was a period of coal formation. During the Carboniferous, there were huge swamp woodlands. These were eventually smothered by the ocean, meaning that the plant matter they contained was not subject to decaying. Rather, high temperatures and a pressurized environment across millions of years eventually resulted in the creation of coal. In point of fact, this is where the Carboniferous gets its name. This all sounds well and good, but how does this tie into climate change? Well, fossil fuels are used for energy. The reason for this is because both carbon and hydrogen release energy when they are oxidized. All three of the fossil fuel categories have a lot of hydrogen and carbon within them. In other words, they release heat and energy when they burn. Now, when hydrocarbons burn, they can either undergo complete combustion or incomplete combustion. If there is incomplete combustion, this results in carbon monoxide and water being formed. Carbon monoxide is noteworthy because it has no colour, no smell, and is dangerous because it bonds permanently to hemoglobin and thereby stops oxygen transport and acts to poison those afflicted. However, when there is complete combustion, water and carbon dioxide are formed. Carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas, and fossil fuels are thus contributors to global warming via the greenhouse effect. Given that this is just a discussion of fossil fuels, I'm going to tentatively relegate the greenhouse effect itself as a story for another time. Most of the world's coal is produced in China. By contrast, the USA is one of the top two producers of both oil and natural gas, with Russia being present on the leaderboard for natural gas and Saudi Arabia for oil. As we've discussed, fossil fuels are being burned by humanity for energy, while being created millions of years ago. This begs the question of whether and when they're going to run out. A projection from the website Our World in Data says that, as of 2020, we had about 139 years worth of coal left, 49 years of oil, and 56 years of natural gas. According to this projection, therefore, coal would run out in 2159, oil would be gone by 2069, and gas would disappear by 2076. However, there is a second, less optimistic projection. Which doesn't have them lasting quite as long as this. A page from the Ohio State University website cites a website called Ecotricity in projecting how long we have left in terms of the fossil fuel reserves which are available. That said, I haven't been able to access the original page, so I'm using this Ohio State University page as my source. This second projection says that coal will run out in 2090, gas will run out in 2060, and oil will be the first fossil fuel we won't have any more of anymore as of 2050. A third projection gives oil, gas, and coal end dates of 2052, 2060, and 2088 respectively. These three projections obviously have different figures. However, they agree in terms of their broad trends. Oil runs out first in all of them, followed by gas, and finally coal. Now, this episode has just been a quick primer on what the term fossil fuel actually means. I'm sure there is more to unpack, such as the greenhouse effect itself and the transition towards renewable energy sources. However, for now, we're going to leave it there. As always, thank you for listening. Feel free to get in touch at the show's email address for any questions, comments, or topic suggestions for future episodes. Until next time, have a great week, everyone.